master, practitioner, life coach, hypnosis, life purpose specialist. Key specialists include helping people find their purposes in life, reprogramming their life to live in alignment with their values, enhancing communication skills, overcoming anxiety and phobias, ensuring mental, emotional needs are looked after. Kamal, I'm your customer. Hello, welcome. And we have today Dr. Adil, of course, our moderator for Side by Side. Welcome everybody on Side by Side in Zoom and on Facebook.
Thank you, Alia, for this wonderful introduction. And thank you, Muhammad Adil. I don't know if I call you Adil or Muhammad.
No, feel free. Adil is doing it better for everybody. So Adil is
doing better for everybody. Excellent. Yes, like Alia said, these are my credentials, and but these credentials are not worth anything if you don't practice what you preach, right? So This is why I'm here today. I have been, as Alia said, gracefully invited by her and Side by Side to share with you some of my experience and knowledge of mental coaching as it is defined in fencing, I believe. In my experience and my knowledge, this can elevate your performance and success rate as a fencer, or even in normal life. So with that said, again, I'm deeply honored to be amongst like athletes such as yourselves. I've always considered from a young age and respected fencing as a beautiful form of martial arts. I do consider it one because it's a great discipline, and a lot of focus, and it requires that focus and discipline, basically, and as well as how it originated, the history of fencing. So I'd like to share with you, if you allow me, a few things about me, so you perhaps understand and get a feel of why I'm doing this. So I've practiced martial arts since the age of 9, approximately. I started with karate. I added then judo, tai chi, and kickboxing. At one stage of my life, I practiced all of them pretty much at the same time, different training hours, obviously. And I'm a strong believer of mental control, because that was also taught by me throughout my disciplines and through the various masters that I've had. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is I'm also an athlete like you guys. And my form of practice has changed from the physical martial art to a mental form of martial art. Meditation, yoga, breathing styles, neuro-linguistic programming, and of course, coaching people. So thank you again for inviting me, and for whoever is listening. And I hope you're ready to learn with me. This will be an epic experience for you, and we will explore together the depths of your mind and your mental capacities. So are you ready to embark on this journey with me?
Yep.
Lovely.
Let's do it.
Excellent. All right, so a small heads up, I'll be asking you to participate every now and then with some questions, and because we need some movement, right? We need to have interaction so that we don't get bored from sitting down. And if this were in person and we'd had the viewers with us, I'd make everybody stand up and change seats and make you feel uncomfortable. So I really hope we get a general consent here, obviously from you, Muhammad, that you're going to participate.
Yeah,
and
sure, 100%.
Excellent. I love the vibe. All right, so before we start the session, I'd like to make you a promise, because I like promising things in the beginning and to make sure I keep them at the end of the session. I promise you this will be something different. I promise to give you the time to note down the final footnotes to empower you to change your life. And with that said, I'm going to offer a small gift for all of you people at Side by Side. I usually give an introductory session or a discovery session, like I call it, for clients for about 30 minutes. But for you guys, anybody who wants to contact me, I'll offer you a full hour, even up to an hour and a half session for free.
Oh, so we are lucky. Side by Side are lucky having this this gift from you, Kamal. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. That's it's family. So we do that the way we do it.
Yep.
All right. So today I wanted to start with something quite simple, but in my opinion, it is one of the most effective approaches in sports as well as life. And it is about visualizing your success. So can you tell me perhaps what you think the benefits are of visualizing success?
So I believe the visualization give you the chance to see where you want to be. So start with the end in mind. So I need to reach this place. This will help me to work on and prepare myself to how I can reach there.
Absolutely. That's a great example of how it benefits us. And there are many more benefits. We can go on and on about them, but I've selected 4 of the main benefits that I consider, and I'd like to share them with you today. So the first thing that visualizing success does, it will help you activate your creative subconscious. That means it will jumpstart your brain to generate more creative ideas to achieve your goals. Sometimes we feel stuck and we say, I'm going to be the #1 fencer in the world, right? That's your goal. But you're stuck. You don't know how you're going to get there. By visualizing your dream, by visualizing that success, you're tricking your subconscious to create ideas for you, to create paths for you to reach that goal. So that's #1. #2, you allow the reprogramming of your brain to perceive and recognize resources you need for you to achieve that dream. What does that mean? It means that in life we have filters in our eyes. A very small example of that filter is if I tell you from now on, I want you to notice all the red cars that you see. Even though it's not important for you, subconsciously by tomorrow, you will automatically start looking at red cars and you will notice them more. Why? Because it was taken into your subconscious mind. Now, when you reprogram your brain for these filters, that's what you create. You create an idea of resources or possibilities to achieve your goal. The third point is you will activate the law of attraction. This is a concept. It's not new. It's available in faiths as well, if you read between the lines, obviously. And by doing so, you will draw into your life the people, the resources, and the circumstances that you need to achieve your goals. The law of attraction is very simple, and I'm a believer of it because, well, for instance, I started posting about my life coaching business, and Alia, out of nowhere, it has been ages since we've spoken with each other. She contacted me and said, Kamal, what do you do? Let me hear a little bit. And there I am, here today with you guys. So the law of attraction does work. #4, you'll be able to build your internal motivation. What that means is that you will be more in control of your behaviors and actions to make your dreams reality. We are sometimes, some of us are intrinsically motivated, and extrinsically motivate. So internal motivation, external motivation. Those that are motivated externally, they look for other people, other mentors, other things to motivate them. But the greatest motivation is the one that comes from the inner self. And to have that internal motivation, you need to have some sort of emotional control to manage those behaviors and actions that you need, because you need discipline again to reach your goal. So these are the four main points that I wanted to share with you today as benefits. With that said, how does this sound so far, Adil?
Yeah, I believe it's great, and actually, if we focus on these 4 points, you will find them almost the way for success, and also it happening. So especially when you mentioned the law of attraction, I remembered, if you focus on something, for example, I believe everyone are faced with this situation. If you like, for example, a car, thought about it, you will recognize that you will see it very often while you are moving in the streets. So as if everybody are using or having this car. So this, for example, this is as a physical example. Intangible example, if you are thinking about success, you will find yourself meet a lot of people who are talking about success. If you are thinking about failure, you will find yourself surrounded by people who are just having a negative thoughts, and just improve the feeling of failure with you. So I believe I'm echoing you. I'm a totally believer in the law of attraction as well. Internal motivation is the key of the game. So I'm really interested to hear more about it. And I used to utilize it a lot in my work and in my sport life as well. So yeah, I believe it will be a very interesting session today.
Excellent. And you're absolutely correct. Like, internal motivation is very important. And yet we still, we don't need to, we don't have to, but it's good to have a sort of external motivation as well. Sometimes people think of incentives. Or I'll win the gold medal, then I can pawn my medal and get some money out of
it. Maybe after a long time. So maybe
right?
when the bright side of sports ends, maybe thought about such action.
But it's a balance, and life is about balance, and that balance is also created in sports. If you manage to create that balance between your mental state and your physical state, you have the best of all, right? Mm-hmm. So far, do you have any questions, Adam?
So far, no. I'm just I'm eager to start the session.
All right. Well, we have started, because those benefits will lead us into the next phase, which is understanding that there's not one way to visualize or practice it. There are many, many ways. You can find them online. You can find different teachers. You can find different mentors and coaches that provide this visualization projects. Like, for instance, there's a visualization board, or what they call a vision board, right? You vision what your goals are, and you create that vision board. There is meditation, and there are.
But Kamal, if you allow me, just the first point. So you mentioned activate the creative subconscious. So right. here you mean activate by vitalize the capabilities that you already have, or you even can improve your creative subconscious capabilities.
Right. So let me explain this a little bit further. We have an intake approximately of information all the time. We're like, every second we're gathering information. We're gathering about, if I remember well, 2 million bits of information every second. So 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, right? And that's a lot for us to comprehend and to analyze. The brain can consciously retain about 130,000 bits, right? And one conversation with one person, it utilizes about 60,000 bits. So if you're talking with two people, you're pretty much at your conscious maximum of intake of information. What that means is that it's not that everything else is forgotten or everything else is ignored. No, your subconscious is still taking in that information, but it's stored in your subconscious. So I'll give you a small example. You can be having a conversation with two friends and well, you're drinking coffee, tea, you're having a laugh, whatever the conversation is about, and you're communicating back and forth. If a third person comes into play, you won't be able to continue that conversation with these two people. What you'll have to do is you'll have to switch from one person to another. It will be very difficult for you to get the whole three perspectives at the same time. But at the same time, what happens is that there is more information that is saved and stored in your subconscious. The colors of the curtains or the colors of the tables, the people passing by, what they're wearing, what they're talking about. And you'll hear them perhaps a little bit in the background. The weather, the temperature, all of that information is still stored within your subconscious. So if something from the tip of your eye happens, you won't be able to notice it because your focus, right? Your focus is on those two people, which are utilizing your full capacity of conscious mind. But if you look into your subconscious, if you know how to activate it, you will notice, wait a second, during that conversation, something happened here. I'm not quite sure what it was, but maybe it was a fight. Maybe there were two people laughing so loud. Maybe there was a clown, right? And this is what I mean by it activates your subconscious. By visualizing your success, you're able to find different solutions to your goal or to your problem. I don't call it a problem because a problem is a goal. The problem you want to get out to is still a goal. Your goal is to either remove it or get beyond that. So it is a goal. And that's what I mean by the creative subconscious activates. It means all the information that you have in your subconscious mind will come up to the surface to help you reach your goal. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Do you have any more questions?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, then let's move on.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, there are many practices or ways to visualize, right? One of the most important steps, though, is the inclusion of every single detail you can think of for achieving that success you want in your life. You must actually add all the gritty details, the colors, the temperatures around you, the people, what you're wearing, what others are wearing, who is there, what objects are around you, what are you holding, what are you not holding, how are you moving? Everything possible that you can find in real life at that goal stage that can make the visualization as realistic as possible. And there's a reason behind that. Now, this is a tricky thing, is from a neurological perspective, the brain doesn't discern the difference between visualization and reality. I know it's weird, but it's true. What it means is that the more you visualize something, the more you push your mind to believe it, the more it becomes as if you are there. And then what happens is that you will start to experience the emotions, the feelings, and the power just by thinking of that image. So visualization does help a lot.
Yeah. So is it echo when we are saying live your dream? So is it echoing living the dream to reach to it?
Exactly, living your dream. So you live your dream by imagining it first, by dreaming about it. And there are many athletes and actors and singers that have actually visualized their future, and they drew it either on a vision board, or they wrote themselves checks, or they saw themselves as the best. Simple examples: Muhammad Ali, greatest boxer of all time. Michael Jordan, he visualized his success. You have Jim Carrey, for instance. I think Jim Carrey wrote himself a check of $10 million that he will get after 5 years in the beginning of his career. So these are all visualizations. right?
Yeah. So, it's important, as I understood, Kamal, that to include as much details as possible in the visualization. Each
Absolutely.
thing make difference. So sounds, colors, places, people, smell, everything possible to include.
Everything that you can imagine yourself including in that image, just add it. It makes it more realistic. The more realistic it is, the more your brain will be jump started and will be like rewired. You'll be like, wait a second, this is real. I'll give you an example. This is my dream, and I've dreamt it and I've lived it so many times in my dreams, that I would be standing on a stage talking to hundreds and hundreds of people. I didn't know what it was about, but I saw the people, what they're wearing, the color of the seats, the lights, what kind of stage I'm on, what I'm wearing, how I'm talking, the feelings and the emotions that are included. And every time I close my eyes and I think of that moment, I get goosebumps. My whole body shifts, my whole state shifts. And if I'm upset and I just think of that for a few seconds, I've got nothing to fear anymore. I'm there standing in front of these people, making my speech. So it works.
I don't want to interrupt you. I have a question, but I don't know if it match with the topic or not. So here we are talking about visualization for the future objectives or future goals.
Correct.
Can we apply visualization as well for situations happened before? For example, in competitions, can I visualize the yesterday competition to review what went well, what didn't went well, and try to improve it mentally with my for the next for preparation for the next competition, for example?
Okay, so this is a different a state, or like in neurolinguistic programming or NLP, you call it it's a timeline thing. You go back in time, you imagine what happened, and you see it from an outside viewer, right? Like a fly on the wall, or like a bird's eye view, right? So you watch that event happen in front of you, so that you can analyze the things that you couldn't while you are in the moment, right? If that's what you're talking about, it is kind of a visualization, but it's not the visualization of success. It's rather the analysis of what has happened, right?
And can it help me for can it help to better visualization of the future? So whenever I'm going to visualize the future, so I will consider things which didn't went well, and make my visualization for the future in the perfect way as possible, as much as possible.
Absolutely. The only thing that I have to mention is that as humans, when we tend to look at something that happened to us, we the word is we associate ourselves with the event so much that we start reliving the emotions and the feelings and everything that happened. And if it went bad or if it went wrong, I don't really like using bad or good, but if it didn't go well, you start to feel down, and then you don't have the capacity and the capability to analyze all the other things that went well, right? So to go into the past, to analyze, to visualize that past event, you need to be from a dissociated perspective. A dissociated perspective is, like I told you, is to dissociate yourself from your emotions, from yourself, and looking at it as if it were a movie, or looking at it as if it was you were somebody else, detached from emotions and from feelings, so that you're not impacted by that. All right. So if you don't mind, we're going to start an exercise together. After that exercise, I will give you the final footnotes. And so just a heads up again, remember, the more vivid your visualization is, the more realistic it will be for you. And I'm pretty sure everybody, whoever's listening, and you as well, Adil, you are capable of amazing feats and achievements. So bear with me and really, really live those moments that you want to visualize. All right.
Sure.
So first of all, we're going to start together by breathing. And I'd like you, I will guide you through a meditative state to help you reach your subconscious mind. And yeah, so are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Does it sound like fun?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm very interesting.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. So right now, what I'd like you to do is I want you to get as comfortable as possible in the position you are, whether it's a seat, it's a chair or a couch or even on your bed. Just relax yourself, get seated as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Very good. And just take a deep breath in and let it go. Just allowing yourself at this time to relax. Very good. And you can do it a couple more times just to feel the relaxation go slowly through you, slowing you down, and relax completely now. Very good. Now I'd like you to start by relaxing the muscles in your head. I want you to feel the muscles relax. Or feel them loosen and relax. Very good. Now relax the forehead and relax your eyelids. And as you relax your eyelids, I want you to lift them down and close them to feel more relaxed and comfortable. And I'd like you to relax the nose, lips, and the chin now. Very good. Now continue to relax the muscles in your face and your head now. And now start to relax the muscles very gently. And I'd like you to relax the muscles in your neck and your shoulders now. Just focus on relaxing those muscles in your neck and shoulders. Feel the relaxation spreading to your neck and shoulders, letting go, just loosening and relaxing. Very good. And as you relax the muscles in your neck and shoulders, you notice your arms begin to relax as well. They feel so comfortably heavy now. You just relax the muscles in your arms and hands now. Let them become more comfortable and heavy as you think about them. Let your fingers fall where they want to as they become more and more relaxed. And you begin to notice that as you focused on relaxing your arms and fingers, your neck and shoulders have become completely relaxed. Your head and face are completely relaxed. You are feeling more and more relaxed now. And now focus on your chest. Feel the relaxation in your chest and stomach now. You feel the relaxation in your chest and stomach, and they become more relaxed as you think about them now. And as you think about them relaxing, you notice how deeply relaxed your arms have become. And everything relaxes now. Each breath in and out brings with it more relaxation. So take a deep, relaxing breath in now and out as you feel the muscles loosen. Your back relaxes now. You can feel the tension leaving your back now. It flows out of you now. Every bit of tension in your back now dissolves and disappears, relaxing the backs and the hips now. And feel it spreading down as the relaxation moves into your hips and your legs. The back is totally relaxed, and they begin to relax your legs, and your legs feel heavy and relaxed as well. And you can feel that tension leave you now, flowing out of you completely. Feel your feet relax now. You notice when you focus relaxing your feet that your back and hips are totally relaxed now. You relax your feet as the rest of your body lets go. You are totally relaxed. You feel good and so relaxed. Feeling totally relaxed from the top of your head down to the tip of your toes. So comfortable. Very good. Now, as I speak to you, I'd like you now, as relaxed and comfortable as you are, I want you to imagine yourself sitting in a movie theater with the lights dimmed, the movie about to start. And the movie on the screen right about now starts, and it's a movie of you doing perfectly whatever it is that you want to be better at. And see in that image as much detail as you can create. Include your clothing, the expressions on your face, your small body movements, the environment, and any other people that might be around. Add in any sounds you would like to be hearing: traffic, music, other people talking, cheering perhaps. And finally, recreate in your body any feeling you think you would be experiencing as you engage in this activity. When you have that image ready in front of you, just let me know.
Yep, I'm there.
Now, as you see that movie playing, I want you to get out of your chair, walk up to the screen, and open a door in the screen and enter into the movie. And as you enter into the movie, you find yourself getting into your place. Experience the whole thing again from the inside of yourself, looking out through your own eyes. Associate yourself with everything around you as if you are the actor in that movie. You should now be able to feel a deeper impact of the experience. Again, I'm going to ask you to see everything in vivid detail. Hear the sounds you would hear and feel the feelings you would feel. And now that you have experienced this firsthand, I want you to walk back out of the screen, leaving a shadow of yourself playing in the picture and continuing that performance perfectly, right? You return to your seat in the theater. You sit back and you watch yourself play that image again. And I want you to reach out with your hands and arms. Grab the screen and shrink it down to the size of a small biscuit or a cookie. And then bring this miniature screen up to your mouth and chew it up and swallow it. And as you swallow it, I want you to imagine that each tiny piece contains the full picture of you performing admirably and absolutely perfectly as you were. And imagine all these little screens traveling down into your stomach and out through the bloodstream into every cell of your body. Then imagine that every cell of your body is lit up with 1,000 movies of you performing perfectly. It will almost be like those electronic stores that have hundreds of TVs all turned out at the same channel. And so now I want you to enjoy this feeling and moment for a bit. And I'll count to 3. Once I reach 3, you'll slowly open your eyes and come back. All right, so enjoy it for a moment. Live those hundreds of TVs of you playing that movie. And 1, you're starting to get awake again. 2, you can relax. And 3, you can open your eyes and slowly move your shoulders, hands and fingers, and stretch out a little bit, stretch your neck.
Wow.
All right, so how does it feel after this?
Oh, I started by with the relaxation exercise. So I start to recognize that when we move from one step to another, so I start to feel more relaxed, and even I noticed that the hands has dropped off, the back relaxation. So I realized even after I opened my eyes, so I didn't in the same position as before, so more relaxed. Feeling, I got the feeling of more power, more motivation, more eagerness to do the job that I was seeing on the movie. So yeah, it's a good feeling, and I believe by time it can be even improved.
All right, excellent. So you saw yourself. Do you want to share what you were
Yeah, sure.
practicing?
So I saw myself. So I was presenting to public,
Yep.
presenting a topic to public in a public situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I recognized. I started by the suit, the color of my suit. So it was a dark blue suit, the white shirt. The tie was dark tie with the red threads.
Mm-hmm.
The mic, I was on a podium, so there was a mic, the notes, my laptop, the presentation was open. I was presenting to public, and there is a panel as well. So the panel people, I got to recognize 4 of the panelists. There was a quiet hall, but there was minor sounds coming from one of the panelists who was using his pen, there was some noise. He's picking his pen on the table. My voice was clear and loud. I got the feeling of confidence. The place was dim light, but there was a spotlight and light coming from the screen. So there was the place I was standing on. It was a good light in there. Feeling of confidence. Totally controlling the topic that I was talking about. The panelists interact with their body language. They're giving more confidence and confirming the things that I mentioned. These are the main things that I got in this 1 minute scene.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing, by the way. And like I said, the more you experience the details, the more you add onto it, the easier it will be really vivid for you, and it will be real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Adam.
No, thank you, Kamal, for this session. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. You see, this process, when you practice it, it shouldn't really take you more than 5 minutes after you go through it. You just go about your daily business, right? You do it 5 minutes and you're done. And what I'd like to say, if you make this a daily routine, you'd be amazed at how much improvement you will see in your life. It creates a huge difference. And of course, this is only one of the many techniques, right, that I use for visualizations. And I'd like to add one more technique. And as I promised, it will include some footnotes. So I'll leave time, and even if people want, I will share the steps again for people to note it down. So this is a 4-step ritual, if you want. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes for you to visualize your success. Number 1, which is very important. So if you have a pen and a paper, get ready to note down.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You write down your goals on a piece of paper. For some of us, or some people, it's a little bit easier to write down what success means. We all have a different definition of success, whether it's success in family, success in career, success in sports, etc. Your definition is very unique to you and what it means in life for you, right? Make that piece of paper available for you somewhere where you can read it every day. So that's step number 1. And I'm going to ask you to do something as a step 2, something some people might consider crazy, but I want you to talk to yourself.
And it will answer me myself. It will answer back.
Let me explain. Like when you read your goals, yes, kind of act like a crazy person. And I'll raise my hand and say, I love talking to myself, right? It makes me feel so good, and I get the right answers anyway. So
yeah, you know, Kamal, I really like it. So, yani, get out of the norm. Yani, it's not a crazy. It's something you are awake yourself. You're awaking yourself. So, I believe it's important. Yani, it's not
it
crazy
is.
at all. You need to do it. Yani, thank you for raising
No,
the.
it is very important. You are absolutely right at it. And try to avoid doing it in public because people will look at you weird. But,
Yeah.
but the general idea here is when you let yourself get carried away talking to yourself, you get motivated. You see yourself through the various aspects of your future, right? What kind of successful future you want. And if you are engaging in negative talk, for instance, negative self-talk in your head, like I can't do this, I can't do that, you may even want to tell yourself, shut up, all right? I'm going to do that. I want to do this, right? This is my goal. I'm going to be able to achieve it. These are the steps I'm going to take, and I will make it. So shut up, stay quiet, and I'll deal with this with you later on, right? Talk to yourself, engage yourself, and motivate yourself. Don't allow that negative talk to fill your mind and your thoughts, because at the end of the day, you are still in control, right? So step 2, talk to yourself. Step 3, imagine yourself from your perspective. Anytime you can, all the time, whenever it is. When you're taking a shower, when you're getting dressed, when you're walking down the street, when you're commuting to work, hopefully not while you're driving so that you can pay attention to the cars. Before going to sleep, when you wake up in the morning, any possible time that you can do it, do it. Imagine yourself in that successful image. It empowers you. You already played the movie with me now. Play the movie. Be the star of your own blockbuster movie. By seeing the world through your eyes, your lens, you will, with time, you'll find it easier to anticipate the steps or actions that you need to achieve to reach your goal. To make it simple, you don't have to do it all the time, like I mentioned, in all these situations. Choose a couple of situations that you want to do them where it will trigger you. Make them like what we call in NLP, an anchor, something that anchors you to your dreams. So perhaps before going to bed, waking up in the morning, or even just before getting into your car, right? You're opening your car door, or wherever you're going. Just do that. So that's step number 3. Step number 4, which will in turn translate to how you will write step number 1. Visualize your short-term and your long-term goals. You need to keep in mind that all the long-term goals that you have, or that anybody has, right? For instance, winning a gold medal in the next championship, it requires you to achieve shorter goals. Going to practice every day, learning the techniques, learning the rules, and many more small actions that will lead to your greater success, correct? So in other words, you can't just dream. You have to do the work to let your dream work, right? Yeah. It's not just a fantasy. So these are the 4 steps that are crucial. And I believe that's plenty for you to start visualizing, right?
Yeah. And Kamel, for visualizing or for imagining, so you mentioned that after you finish the imagination, so you need, or visualization, you need just live in it for 5-10 minutes and that's it. So the timing of visualization itself, so is it supposed to be a long time? Spend some time, give you some more time to get to the details? Or it's recommended to be short time, or by doing it regularly, it will improve from one time to another, so it will be more shorter. So I just want to make it clear for myself and for if somebody interested as well listening. So the duration of visualization, so I need to make it for how long?
we're all very different. Some people can close their eyes and imagine themselves straight away. Others need to think about it for a little bit, 2, 3, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's almost very similar to meditation, and meditation doesn't have to be sitting down, crossing your legs and wearing a drape, or being a monk, or listening to all day long. It doesn't have to be that, right?
Yeah.
We get into meditative or hypnotic states during the whole day, but if you allow yourself to do that for a few seconds every now and then, it will improve. It's practice. It's mental practice. It's like practicing fencing. You start fencing, you don't know anything. The only thing you know is like, this is it, right? Or this.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work, right? So you need practice. And like they say, practice makes perfect. So try it a little bit for a few seconds. A minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. As long as you can, as long as you want to. It's all dependent on how you want to visualize it, how long you can focus. And we are very different. But let me give you an example, right? So I want you, even though I can't see you, but I want you to pull your thumb in front of you like that.
Yep.
And for 30 seconds, I want you to just focus on your nail, on your thumbnail, right? So start now. All right, you can stop now. It's not 30 seconds, but it's less than that. How long did it take you to start thinking about when is he finishing? What am I going to do after that? Am I looking at my nail?
Just with the second,
right?
2 seconds or something.
So there you go, right? That's the idea, is that our brain is constantly moving. It's constantly moving. And the idea of meditation is not just to focus on nothing, but it's just to be able to let everything flow down. So it happens, right? Just practice it. It didn't come to me on the first time. I can close my eyes now and think about my dream whenever I want to. And I can sit down and visualize it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But I meditate every day, at least 10 minutes. So it might be a little bit easier for me, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, practice as much as you can.
Practice is the name of the game in this topic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, for me, I'm one of the believers of the topic. So I totally echoing you and encourage everybody, please don't just listen and consider it as it's a science fiction. No, it is not. It's reality, and it makes difference. Just give yourself a chance to try it. Just try, and it's a good opportunity when we have an expert in the topic, so he can support us to reach to the what's needed from the topic as fast as we can. So please try it. Don't think about it as it's not reality. It is, and it makes difference.
And like I said in the beginning, anybody that is watching from side by side, if you can't do it or you have difficulties, contact me. Just get online, book a free session with me. We'll spend an hour together. I'll help you with that visualization, that first visualization. It's not difficult. You just need practice, or maybe sometimes you need guidance. So do you or anybody else have questions? Can you see any questions in the live feed? Or
so I will check on the Facebook if we have questions. I have a question, Kamal, from my side till I check. So in the old days, we somehow tried some sort of this visualization when I was playing. I didn't play since long time without mentioning numbers. So when we started to practice this exercise, so we utilized what we called at that time a bond to before we start the exercise. So we start with a bond. So for example, we close our hands and before we start. So, and they told us once you reach to advanced stages or being more expert, so just using this bond will let you reach to the feeling as fast as you can without passing through all the process. So your opinion or your advice in such conditions?
Yes, so that's what in NLP I spoke about it. That's what you call an anchor. You have a physical anchor. A lot of athletes, I'll give the example of I think it was Federer or either Federer or Nadal. I can't remember which one, but they have a set of anchors that they have to do. They do certain things. They have like 30. He had like 13 movements that he had to do before he could put himself in that state of I'm ready to do the serve, right? So some people have holding their left ear, or they touch their elbow in a certain way, or they wiggle their little fingers in a certain way, right? These are physical anchors that we can create to attach to specific states, specific mindsets, like a mindset of confidence. Let's say you're going to be pressing your finger like that or rubbing it a few times, and then you'll have the confidence. So that does work. It takes practice, and it takes. But we use it in NLP to help people that want to go, for instance, on stage, because public speaking is the one of the biggest fears of people. It's one of the biggest struggles, and so you'll find that in the beginning, a lot of the public speakers, they have these physical anchors to anchor them to a state of mind of confidence, of relaxation, of peak performance, if you will. So it does work. It takes practice, and there's a technique to do it. That same technique, for instance, is used in martial arts, and when I'm in Japanese martial arts, it's called mokuso. And in whether it's karate or judo or aikido, there is in the beginning of the session, the sensei will ask you to sit in mokuso. Mokuso translated means still time, if I remember correctly. And that still time is to let you focus on nothing, because you do it in the beginning, and you set your mind to think of nothingness. Basically, it's focus on now, focus on where you are, focus on what will be happening. And at the end of the training, again, there's another 2-3 minutes of mokuso. You sit down and you evaluate your whole training. And so it's a meditative state of stillness to allow you to process everything that is going to happen or that did already happen. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Kamal. Yes. So we don't have questions on Facebook so far, but I believe the people who will be able to watch it as a recorded session. So if you have any questions, just please communicate with us directly with Kamal or with Side by Side, and we can reach to Kamal. And feel free to ask whatever question pop to your mind. It's most welcome.
I'd like to leave you with one last thing. If you can pull up the slide, the last page of the slide that I sent you, please.
Sure.
I finished this all my coaching sessions with this sentence because I believe it has a great impact on our minds. And so it's right there in front of you. I like to say it. Remember, you are the author of your story. Don't allow circumstances or people to write your book. Find harmony and balance, and you will achieve the I'm possible. It's a play of words. I don't believe in impossible. I believe in I'm possible.
Yep.
So yeah, so thank you for having me around, Adil, and please thank Alia when you can reach her, and everybody that watched. And if you guys want me to note down if anybody requests me to note down the 4 steps of how to practice this visualization, I'll write them down again, the ones that you noted, writing down the goals, talk to yourself, etc. And like you said, I'm available if anybody wants to chat.
Yeah, please. Thank you, Kamal, very much. We really, myself, I really enjoyed it. I'm quite sure everybody who watching or will be watching the session will enjoy and will feel to what extent it can add benefit to himself in his sport, in his career, in his life. It's a topic for every topic and everywhere. It's not just specific to one situation. You can apply for everything. And I'm really eager to the coming session and sessions to come after that. So it's really a topic of interest for me and for I believe a lot of people who are watching these sessions and side by side family. And thank you very much for the gift that you offered to all side by side family. So it's a free almost 1 hour session with Kamal himself to take us through the topic of the sessions and visualization. So thank you.
And just sorry to interrupt you. It's not necessarily just that. If you want to talk about anything, it's a gift.
Great.
That's my job. So I will do it for you guys. Instead of 30 minutes, it's 1 hour free to talk about whatever you want to do if you need coaching. And at the bottom of our video, I'll just add in the link so that you go straight away into how to book a session with me so that it's easier.
So thank you, Kamal, and I'm encourage everybody to utilize this opportunity. It's a real opportunity, so don't miss it. Thank you, Kamal, very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thanks for everybody on Facebook and Zoom. Thanks a lot for being with us and waiting for you next week in our session, the same time with Kamal. Thank you.